Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Sharky here, bringing you guys the first video on the channel, or the new channel at least. This is a new channel. It's the PML Draft Analysis. PML is short for Pokemon Masters League. It's just a showdown league I joined, and I decided why not to upload, because I just kind of actually want to try and get in some bigger leagues, and to do so you usually have to upload. So I guess I'll start doing that. I'm just going to get right into my picks. I had a 6th overall pick in the draft at 16, and my first pick I wanted Charizard Mega X. I wanted Mega X just because I've never used Zardex actually in a league before. I want to try it. It's got really good stats and it's really versatile. It can be special, physical, phys def, even spit def a little bit, bulky offense, civ, as well as tough claws is really good ability. There's not much else I can say. Zardex is just, it's a monster. I wanted to use it. I wanted to pair it with Tapu Bulu, but I got sniped, so I ended up picking up Clefable, which I then traded for because of another snipe for Manaphy. I originally wanted Clefable, Zardex, Slowbro, but Slowbro got sniped, so I went with Manaphy for Clef trade. This works out really well for me, just because Manaphy is, everything is 100 in stats wise. It's good water typing, which pairs well with Zardex because all I need is grass, and I have a nice little core. As well as the fact that it's a really good special sweeper, whereas Zardex is a really good D-Dance sweeper, so it's kind of got like a fizz sweeper, special sweeper, as well as it's just really good water type, and hydration is good to have in case I ever want to set up some range shenanigans. It's also one of my 2 Z-move users, just want to let that be known. After this, I picked my next Z-move user, which is actually Tyranitar, and I picked Tyranitar up just because I actually really enjoy using Tyranitar. I'm really comfortable with it. It has a multitude of different sets it can bring. It can bring especially defensive, phys def, especially offensive, physically offensive, just bulky, mixed attacker, whatever you want. Really, T-Tar is very, very versatile. And it's gonna be really cool to have to pair with Manaphy and Charizard X. And after T-Tar, I picked up another mon that I'm really comfortable with, and that being Nidoqueen. I really enjoy Nidoqueen. The poison ground typing do have a little bit of a ground weakness, but I do fix that up later on in the draft. I think Nidoqueen's very versatile in the fact it has 2 pretty good abilities. Poison Point can find its use if the team is overly physically offensive, just like Rocky Helmet, max defense, max HP, Poison Point. You get some poisons. Sheer Force is just good for an attacking set. It can be good. It's got good speed to where it can be good Scarfer. It can be multitude of sets. Nidoqueen is just really fun to use in my opinion. And after Nidoqueen, I picked up another mon that I've used before in draft, and I liked it every time I used it. And it's Cresselia. I don't really plan on running Stolly Cresselia too much if I bring it. I kind of like to bring more offensive Cresselias myself. But I'm just, in case any of the people from the PML are watching this, I'm not gonna, go into too much depth of any sets. I'll get into that into like team builders before videos, or like before battle videos at least. Because I'm decided I'm not gonna do like team builder videos themselves. I'm just gonna add on a team builder to the beginning of a video, go over the team, and then why I brought whatever, and get into the battle. After Cresselia, I wanted a good physically offensive mon because I noticed I kind of had 2 special attackers, as well as the fact that I just wanted to draft at this point. Picked up Breloom. Breloom is cool just because base 130 attack, same as Mega Zardex. A little bit less than T-Tar, so far my lowest attacking based mon is Crest at 70, but it's special usually most of the time, if not all the time. But it can be physical because, it gets facade. But anyways, back to Breloom. Breloom is really fun to use just because of all 3 of its abilities can be used. It has so many different moves because it's older gen mon, I guess that's why. As well as it's got pretty decent stats. I think it's just going to be fun to use. After Breloom, I picked up Comfey just because I didn't have a fairy type anymore because I traded Clefable. As well as the fact that the main reason I actually drafted Comfey was when using Cresselia in ladder at one point, I had a set that you could basically just set up on any team and win, and one time, only one time, did that set ever fail to get a sweep when I started setting up, and that was against the exact same set but in a Comfey. And I I just thought, you know, if Comfy was the only mon that in RU at least that could stop my crest from sweeping, but could also sweep itself, might as well get it, because, you know, sweeping crest and sweeping Comfy are they're actually really fun to use, just because people normally expect them to be clerics, so they bring in their walls against them, or, you know, you bring it in on their wall and they don't really expect too much, but then you start setting up in their face, go for like a sub on the toxic, and then they're in deep trouble most of the time. As well as the fact that Comfy gives me a good defogger, because I realized kind of too late into this draft that having Mega Zard X, I probably should have prioritized removal, but the rules are we don't have to Mega Evolve first turn, even though with Zard X, the 4 times weakness to rocks and me now having a hazard remover, I'm going to more than likely try and get this thing Mega Evolved quickly. But Comfy does give me a good defogger as well as a good fairy type, and Comfy is by far like you can't just overlook a Comfy, because it'll set up in your face and win. But after Comfy, I grabbed Electros because I wanted another Levitate mon, just to get rid of the ground weakness that these 3 mons share. So with the fact that any mon just having no super effective type against it is just nice to have, because, you know, I don't know, just want it, as well as the fact that it's got good stats. It can be very, very versatile. Eels is also a good electric type. I'm very comfortable with it. I like using it. It's bulky. It can be also offensively, you know, people might see it if you use it bulky enough and then bring in a weird offensive set and throw someone off guard. It's fun to use in that way. After Eel, I picked up probably the mon I'm the most hopeful for, Linoon. I hope I can at least pull off 1 Belly Drum Linoon sweep this season. That would at least be a plus in my book. I've used Linoon before. Never really tried to use the Belly Drum sweeping set just because felt like it was a little bit overrated, but, you know, I'm gonna try it at least once this season. Maybe like if we have clinched playoffs, I might just throw it on a team, but it's just hard because usually anyone with a ghost type just can hard wall you unless you have like Shadow Claw. But steel types, rock types, they kind of just stop your sweep. So I feel like it's hard to get a Linoon sweep just going out of nowhere because its stab is normal. Yeah, but you know, Dev can set up the right ways. Like with the right amount of play beforehand, Linoon can definitely get a good late game sweep. After Linoon, grabbed another mon that I actually have never used as well, picking up my steel type to run out my Fairy Dragon Steel Core in Durant. Durant, I think it's actually the fastest mon on my team, which is pretty funny, but Durant is definitely gonna be a fun mon to use. Can run some pretty gimmicky sets, some pretty crazy sets, as well as the fact I just think my opponents in the PML will probably overlook it because they'll just see the 4 times weakness fire, slap like an HP fire on a mon, think, you know, maybe just think, alright, that's good. But Durant can definitely bring some sets to catch people off guard. I'm not gonna say too much because again, I'm playing against these people. Also, this is a points-based draft, forgot to mention that, and you had the option of choosing between 10 to 12 Pokemon. I ended up choosing all 12 just because I kind of like having more diversity. Just want to get that out there. Sorry I did it this late, but after Durant, went with Lapras. Lapras gives me a good little water absorber. Sorry about that, my dog just started going crazy. But as I was saying, I chose Lapras mainly because it gives me another water type, gives me an ice type. It's got pretty good abilities. Shell armor can, you know, pretty useful if they have like a crit mon, like a sniper mon or whatnot. Hydration, you know, same as Manaphy's Nut. I actually have like a reason to maybe try and run Rain Dance. This was the fact that it's just got pretty good stats, and it's only 2 points, so, you know, definitely an underrated pick in my book. Last pick, I went with Mischievous. The reason I went with Mischievous is I like to have a ghost type, just so that way I can switch in on like hard-hitting normal types like Zangoose, Tauros, Linoon per se is one of them. You know, Mon, as well as just, you know, normal stab switching, as well as spin blocker. I originally wanted Mismagius, but due to how many points it was, I would have been able to get Mischievous, Lapras, or Durant. Or I think it was just Durant or one of these two I couldn't get to get Mismagius. I thought these 3 were kind of better than 2 of these and a Mismagius, or one of these and Mismagius. Either Lapras, actually it'd be Lapras and Mismagius, but no, Durant. Kind of like this option a little bit more. So yeah, as well as, you know, Violet. Good baby mons aren't too bad, especially with 85 in Spadef. It can be a good little Spadef mon to, you know, switch in. And yeah, that's just the team. I'll see you guys soon for the battle. I actually don't know when. I'm recording this the day week 1 starts, and we have till the 15th. It's the 4th, so I don't know when this will go up. I don't know when week 1 will go up, but all in due time. So later.